Yerushalmי Masechta Maisis, Daf Yud Zayin on the base. The Nishmas Gita Bas Vama Shchaim Yitzidorga Shchaim Rabbi Yitzchak. Yerushalmי. Before we get started, Rabbi Side, there's I think a very important insight here in the 6 things that we're learning. This that are Kobea Lema'ser, and one of them is Mekach. Mekach. How is Mekach Kobea Lema'ser? There's a halacha mufureshus that nobody disagrees with. The Rambam quotes in the second page of Ma'aser, halacha Aleph. Ein chayav lahafresh Ma'aser min haTorah, ela hagoyme peirosav le'oichlon le'atzmoi. Not chayav in hafroshas Ma'aser mid'raisa unless it's your own peiros. And you have to be goyme your peiros for yourself. If you goyme it means you finish them. Make the Gemara Malacha, L'mochron, because you want to sell it. It's potem in HaTorah. V'chayim edevreim, shenem me'aseh te'aseh v'chalta, ein chayiv, elo hagoyme tu'osei li'ochla. Has to be, you want to eat it yourself. So what is Mekach? Mekach means a purchase. A purchase is not yours. You bought it from somebody else. How is that Kobea Lema'ser? How is that Kobea Lema'ser? So there's a Kobea here on this Rambam. This is the second page, halacha Aleph. Mashma, he's not sure. He says like this: Mashma, the afim roitze l'mochram achakach mechuyev lasam. What does the Rambam say? Look on the word. He's medayik in the lashon Rambam. Ein chayiv lahafresh ma'aser min haTorah elo hagoyme peirosav le'ochel le'atzmai. He's going with the peiros for his own use. He wants to use it. But if he changes his mind later, even the gomer oisel le'ochel le'atzmai, kvanas chayiv la'asam. He's mechuyev in the ma'aser because originally he wanted to use it for himself. Now he changes his mind, doesn't become potter. Doesn't become potter. So kum tuchayz that the whole halacha, this one of the 6 things is mekach. Mekach means l'chayr. That's Kobea Lema'ser. Hanamil is Kobea Lema'ser. How does this work? He bought it for himself. He purchased it, and then what happens? He purchased it. L'chayr is not chayav b'ma'aser. It's not yours. And if you did it amanas to keep it for yourself, and then you sold it, that's Mekach. L'chayr, that's the only way that it's going to be chayav b'ma'aser. In the case of Mekach, you bought it for yourself. You were going it for yourself, and then you decided to sell it. So the sale that you do later, after you were going it for yourself, that makes it into one of the 6 things that's Kobea Lema'ser. The Efshe zakub kivege dafka moichem mechuyev la'asam tchila, avim lo yiston u'mochron halakech poter. This I don't know where he's medayik this from. He's saying that the way it works is like this: he's going it for himself, then he's mechuyev b'ma'aser. Now he changes his mind, and he wants to sell it, so he's mechuyev b'ma'aser. How does the Kivega know this from the Rambam? Rambam said it has to be going with the atzmai. It doesn't say in the Rambam that you change your mind in the middle, then you're still mechuyev. The Torah says he knows the l'chayre for Mekach. There's such a thing as Mekach. The Rambam says later that there are 6 things that are Kobea Lema'ser. One of them is Mekach. How is it possible it's Mekach? It's not li'atzmai. It's not yours. It's something which you purchase. You purchase it's potem in a ma'aser because it's not yours. Beferish Rambam in Peri Beis, halacha Beis, chen alekeach potem in haTorah. Alekeach is potem. Shenamar tu'azaracha. Tu'azaracha. It's not tu'azaracha. It's not tu'azaracha because you're alekeach. Alekeach means you purchased it. It's a koif in emes. It's nicht deine. So why is it mechuyev? Dr. Kivega is mashma that somebody did it for himself. He was going with it for himself. So the Mekach is mechayev b'ma'aser, and now you change your mind and you want to use it for yourself, Mr. Chayev, because originally the das was the asmei. About the das and the asmei, that's Kobea Lema'aser, and that makes it mechayev b'ma'aser. Now you switched it. Do you want to sell it? Then that makes the Gemara Malot. That makes it the Rizz Pnei Abayis. That gives it the Kaviyas. But it's only mechayev Dr. Kivega on the moicha, not on the lekeach. After moicha mechuyev la'asam tchila, Avim la yisin and mochen la kaya potter. Ein chuvas potter kuna. Okay, that's the end of potter kuna. Okay, we're speaking already about the Yukim and the Rambam.
Isn't there a Rambam with the Reisa, but with the Rabbanan Taki Mechers Mechayev? Like the Rambam says, Potter and Ater Bechayev with the Vrayim, and the Shisha Dvarim.
So the Shisha Dvarim that are Mechayev. Let's go to that Rambam. That Rambam is in Pei Gimel. Pei Gimel, Halacha Gimel. This covers the whole sugi that we're learning in the next couple of blocks. Echad Mishisha Dvarim Kavei Lemaises. There's Viz Pnei Abayis, and one of 6 things are Kavei Lemaises, Ve'eluheim. These are the 6 things. Abayis are Mekach Ve'esh. The Mekach is one of them. Now, is this Midiraisa or is this Midirabanan? That's another Rambam in Pei Dalet. Maisa. The Rambam says like this: En atevel nikvel lemaisa min atoyre achiyechnu su lebeisay. Shenema baati akoyish min abayis. Hu shiyechnu sene derech ashar shenema chocha b'shirecha. Ichnes tuvos derech gagam poter. Now, so he said that's the only one that's min atoyre. All the other 6 things, that's only midrabanan. Now, if there's a ptur in Mekach, the ptur because it's not yours, it was a racha. How can you tell me that it's Kavei Lemaiser, the Mekach is go Kavei Lemaiser? It's a ptur. It's nicht deine. It's a potter in ganzen. Sagt Kavei that you bought it, you did it, you can go with amnas to keep it for yourself. Then you change your mind. That's the Mekach. That's what's mechayev. They come to us from the Sib Kavei. I'm mentioning this Rambam. This the Reis to Rabbanon. There's a plea in the Rambam here in Perek Daled Halacha Beis. The Rambam writes yearly. Everybody knows that when the Rambam writes yearly, that he went through Kol HaTorah Kula and he couldn't find the solution. He doesn't know for sure. So he says yearly he's not sure. She'ein loikim min HaTorah al achilas hatevel ad sheyukova b'knisosa lebeisai. Malchus l'chadaraisa. You can't give somebody a malchus l'chadaraisa if you don't have kisses b'nei abayis. That's the only way you can be midaraisa. Like the Rambam said before in the 3rd perek. You're not mechuyev only by yiris b'nei abayis. These 6 things is midrabanan. So it's only midrabanan. There's no malchus. So what does the Rambam say over here? Yirali shein loikim min ha'torah achilas hateva sheyikov k'nisas lebeisk k'may shibana pi hashmur. What do you mean? It's a double portion of the chayah. Muzuk the Rambam do yirali. He's not sure. What do you mean? He's not sure. What's the yirali? Avnikva b'shah shisha dvarim shemeninu ein loikin olav elamakas ma'az midavreim. So this gets the Mishnah do often plats. He brings Argamah, which hopefully we're going to learn today. Yushalmi, Pei Gimel, the Ma'aser, Amr B'Yochanan, Mecca B'chotz B'Shabbos Ein Torah. Im Toima Loma Tola Adova B'Yirli. It's a Pli Atzuma. Why is the Rambam saying B'Yirli? It's enough for the Gemara that these things are not Kaveh, no Minadarabonon, not Midaraisa. Even Shuhu Poshet B'Yishalmi. So enough for Yishalmi that it's only Midarabonon. Yeshloim Sha'af Pisha Shloisha Dvorim B'Vorim B'Yishalmi. The 6 things. 3 of them are in the Yishalmi, and 3 of them are not in the Yishalmi. So those 3 things that the Gemara lists, that Medrabanan, good, this Medrabanan. The other 6, of them Zok the Rambam Yirali. The Rambam is not really saying that. I don't understand the Kesemish. The Rambam says that all the 6 are Yirali Medrabanan. So Zok the Kesemish, what the Rambam means 3. 3 are on Mefurish Yishalmi. The other 3, which are not in the Yishalmi, of them is looked at as a yearly. Now, it's Vechet Shrev. The Yishalmi doesn't count only 3, so only 3 are the Rabban. The rest should be the Raisa. But that's also Shrev. Why would these other 3 things not be a Raisa, not be a Rabban? We may hechet Raisa. Shaitan the Torah Akdosh and Yis Pnei Abayis.
The Mishnah mean that they're all the Rabbanan, just only the first Yishalmi that 3 are the Rabbanan. The
Rambam knows in our Gemara that 3 of them are the Rabbanan. The other 3 are not in the Yishalmi. It's not before the Yishalmi. So he thinks that those are the Raisa. So that's why he has this.
What's Pshat the Habit? Why you think that they're racing?
Yeah. What's up? Yeah. Look the Kesemish Vaita. He says here. Nearly keeping shoe, partially Yerushalmi. Yerushalmi shafik pisha shlosh the bottom moon Yerushalmi. Shlosh the bottom achedim enim gurim. But Rabbeinu neither loy limud elu me'elu. He has some kind of a limud to learn reads bias to at least 3 of them. That's why it says yearly. But now yesh the dagdi lomba kosev and loikim minatoyda. Habalei the may not have minatoyda. What is he focusing on the malchus? You say it's not minatoyda. That's because it's not the bias. What's it? I'm fetching the malchus. It's not the rice. It's not the rice. What's with the malchus?
So we can tell you that Pot Avalos.
What do you mean, Pot Avalos?
Sometimes it's Pot to be right, but it's supposed to be the brother. Maybe yes, maybe no.
So Lord,
Pot Avalos only by Shabbos or by other Zachen also.
There's no lav. There's no malchus. But what would it be? It'd be Yosem and Torah?
No, so that's not smart. She's like you get mad.
Chiddush is Makis Madas. Why is that a Chiddush? Not every Rabban you get Makis Madas. The Rabban will convey it. So he's saying that's it. The Yirli Shein Loikim in Torah is what?
How about it really is for the end?
Because on the Makis Madas. So let me ask you this. By the way, if you really interested in Makis Madas, there's a fascinating shir in the Shiva in the Bichas Yitzchak, a Makis Madas. Now that you focus on it, I got to look at it again. He talks about over there. Aboya Sosei Bebeis Chama Loikin. That's Oichel Matzah What Be'er Pesach. Right. So Yishalmi says Loikin and Makis Madas. He's very busy with that. What's the pshat there in the Makis Madas? In other words, Chacham will convey the Makis Madas. Every Makis Madas needs a kvis Chacham. Well, exactly how that works. But that's okay. You want to say that he's the chiddush? The Yirli, the suffix is on the Makis Madas. The Rikukas over here says is the reason why the Rambam said Yirli because there's 2 gisses here between the Machlekes, the Bavli, and the Yishalmi. What Rabbi Yochanan holds. So that's why he says over here Yirli. Okay, let's learn the Gemara. I just wanted this as a way of introduction to the Gemara. Zog the Gemara. We're holding it Yud Zayin with base, 4 lines to the top. So we got to go back to the Mishnah again. The Mishnah is on Tez Zayin with Aleph. In the middle of the Mishnah. Mishnah Hey. Oimel Chavere Heilich Isizeh V'ten Li Boy Chomesh Te'enim Lo Yoicha Ad Shiyasu. Divrei Meir. Machlekes here the Meir of Yehuda. He says, take this coin, Issa, and V'ten Li Boy Chomesh Te'enim. In other words, the Lekeach tells the Moicha, here's the money, and give me 5 Te'enim. Yehuda Oimel Oichel Achas V'Achas Upota. One at a time, that's not a Kaviyas, and that's not Kaveya, and the Faza Potter. The Meir holds no. The Meir holds one at a time is also Kaveya. Buddha says no. Im Sidav Zokte Buddha Yechai. Zokte them the Gemara, the Zainam and Beis. Reb Zeira b'Shem Rabbi Yochanan, Reb Hila b'Shem Rabbi Loza. Ma Pligan. What is here the machlokes between the Meir and Yehuda? Nachamah, when he says, Heilich Isizeh V'ten Li Boy Chomesh Te'enim, give me 5 pieces. He's buying it on the piece. It's a Dover Sheba Minyan. So the Meir says, you have to give Ma'aser. The Buddha says, no, that's not Kaveya because Achas is not Kaveya. And Mecher is only Kaveya only when you do it more than one. If it's one at a time, that's not Kaveya. In the scene of the Bnei, like Mr. Mecca, it's not like a Mecca. Mecca has nishu einsaf amul. Mecca means more than one at a time. So to go on weiter. Aber sagt er sei. Sie b'shem Yochanan, wir b'shem Blaze, ma pliegen b'loike b'noisen loy. Aber so he's giving the money. This is going on the lekeach. Aber b'loike lechel, somebody who is taking it the lekeach is coming, not the moicha. The moicha is saying, do us to the payers. So he's selling them one at a time. Abba beloike lechel. The lekeach comes and he takes the payers from the moicha. Called ima moidi shu oichel achas upoter. He buys one at a time. Everybody's masking. Even the maid is masking that you poter. V'imtziv v'chutchayev. Look at the name Moshe. Ma pligen a maid v'huda. We the machlokes, we have the machlokes. But like it, balagina v'noisin leilakeh. The moiche, the owner of the gina of the garden where these are growing, he gives him noisin leilakeh. He gives the purchaser the bahos v'ilei the meya the ab like it achas v'noisin leilayocha achi yase avos eyes achas. And one at a time is not considered a mecca, which the Chama says kibel ma'aser. The miyad kishukibel es adomim when he's mekabel the domim, meaning who? The moich is mekabel the money, v'liket v'noisen lo nigma ha-mekah. He gets the money for the whole purchase, and because he gets the money for the whole purchase, this is kivei the mekah. The fact that he gave him one at a time, mach neshois. That's the shitta of Rameh. Avol, Dr. Meir, beloiket lechel. The way the B'zi is explained the Gemara, kishalekech loiket v'oichel. The one who's taking the payers, if he's the one that's kivei the transaction, kol ha'ema moidish hu oichel achas. He buys one at a time, and may live in tzirif who the chayv is misav is the chayv. In other words, when there's a tzirif, you chayiv, and there's no tzirif you potter. Now it depends when is there a tzirif. So the mayor is saying that on the moicha is giving him one at a time, so that's when you potter. Mashenk and lekeah, when the lekeah takes it, he gives them all the money at one shot. He gives them the money at one time. That makes it into a tzirif. Dr. Menafulda. Look at that. Let's see here. And the right kind. It's going on the moicha. The choshev mekach from the meya is considered a mekach. When is it considered a mekach? Lahatvil, that it makes it into tevel. The chomer goes on a mekach, there should be tevel. Filu beloy tzirif, even without a tzirif, the kiyivin, the nosin domim aleim chashiva achila. He gave the money at one time, and he's mekabel the money. That's considered enough of a mekach that it's not one at a time. Everybody's masking one at a time is nishka mekach. More than one at a time does make it a mekach. Abu loikiv v'oichel, even the halakech atzmei locked on, the lekeach himself is the one that picked it. Eina mekach kabeya. The name of that domim heim mishum nachas ruach shel akita. I don't know what it means over here. It's nachas ruach. That's a payment. What's nachas ruach? Shemaniach has a lekeach lockton inami the zochalei b'mechuba with leinig v'malachli. I don't know exactly what he means on all these things. The zochram with the zriya with the mechuba. It's not clear to me what he means. But al kaponim, this is about this. What makes it into a mekach, which is kaveya, has to be more than one. If just one at a time, that's not kaveya. That's not kaveya the mekach. Look at the Gemara weiter. Reb Hila b'Shem, that's the shita of Zira. Comes again Reb Hila. Reb Hila b'Shem Reb Loza. B'Shem Shem Chalukin Kan, just like we say there's a chiluk over here by Mekach. Ka Chalukin b'Chotze Bayish Shmira. There's also an African mina by Chotze. And a Chotze is one of the 6 things, which is, we learn that, it says, let's say it's a Drabanan. The chotze bayish shmira means the chotze mishumeres. Mishumeres. Bayish shmira has a din of a bayish shmira. Ma'aser is a bayish. Bayish is the raisa. So that's one of the problems here that at least I have. We say these are 6 things. What are the 6 things again? Nachamol. Echem mishish is going to the ma'aser ve'elu hein. Abayis. So bias l'choy the reason bias. That's not one of the 6 things that are the rabbanon. Bias l'choy is the raisa. What does it mean over here? The Rambam bias. Bias l'choy the raisa. So now zok the Gemara b'chotze b'ashmira. We're talking about a chotze b'ashmira. Where does that learned out? We learned it out from the Mishkan. The Mishkan has a chotze, and in the chotze there was a bias. That means that the chotze has a din that it's kaveya like a bias because it's called a chotze bias. So, but it has to be zokta abai a chotze mishumeres, like a bias. As if a bias is mishumeres, this chotze is an open place, but it has to be a place which is achotze mishemeres. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, mekach b'chotze b'Shabbos eina toida. So here's where the whole tumult comes around over here, is in these three words. Rabbi Yochanan says, and in the Bible it's exchanged with the Ravashi, but akapon do shtei do mekach b'chotze b'Shabbos. These things eina toida. Now it's also very interesting. Usually when the Gemara wants to explain something, minat toida and the Rabbanon, he says it's the Rabbanon. It says ain't in Torah. It says ain't in Torah. Look at the Rabbanon. What do you mean ain't in Torah? It's a very unusual way of the Gemara saying on something which is the Rabbanon. Look at ain't in Torah. But Akaponim, this is one of the things that the Kasamish is referring to. He's saying that the Gemara should not 3. So if you're saying only the Rambam says all 6, the question is how the Rambam knows the 6. And here you see the Messiah Hashas is pointing to the Rambam. That's the Rambam I just read to you. I don't know how he gets that, but do steht noch 3, steht nicht kein 6. Ravimi b'shem Rav Shimon ben Lakish, ha'mechuva mikulam, the one that's for sure, which is for sure considered l'choira, mechuva means the one that's most appropriate to be a deraisa, chotze by shmira. Chotze by shmira is going to be something which is a deraisa because it's a bais mishumeres. And that, I guess, he's learning it out from the Mishkan. Havrai b'shem Rav Yochanan, looks like the Talmidim from Rabbi Yochanan. Kach meisher Rabbi Yehuda as a meya, and this machlokes is Rabbi Yehuda and a meya by loikit. Mekach is keveya if he does it with a tzirif, not without a tzirif. Machlokes Rabbi Yehuda and a meya that. Ain't at the moideli benoisen lebnoi shu poter. A mekach lebnoi is poter. In other words, a simple way to understand this: you're doing a mekach has to be between strangers, not between somebody and his son. This is kemekach. This is poter. What's an afgeminne? If you don't buy my chomis, meime beloike v'noisen loy, neime beloike v'oichel. That goes back on the Gemara before. It depends on who's doing it. Is the one that's doing the loiket, is it the lekeach, in other words, the purchaser, or is the seller? The lekeach is doing one at a time. So that's one at a time. Masha Enkein, the Moicha is taking all the money at one time. The fact that he takes the Nesinis Domim, that makes it into a tzidif. Amar Avmona, less can beloikid v'oichel, ele beloikid v'noisen loy. Minado, Guinness V'rodin. What do we see from Guinness V'rodin? That goes back to the Mishnah. The Mishnah talking there was a rose garden in the base Hamikdash, in the Yushalayim. And that rose garden was potem in a maises, never v'chuy v'maises. Why? Because it's very delicate. So they had very expensive fruits there, and there was also the Guinness Road, they called it the roses. Must have been very, very precious flowers. And Mela, so the Balaginin never allowed anybody to go into there because he's going to trample on something and he's going to ruin it. So he kept it outside. So the one who came outside, he says, "Like it, he used to give it to him outside." So about this like it, he gathered up as much as the purchaser wanted to give, and he brought him to the door. He brought him the purchase of how much tainim he wanted to buy, or how many roses he wanted to buy. But al kaponim, you see from there that is kivei. So why is it potter? Because it's like it. The like it is going on the moicha. He never allowed the purchaser inside to be a like it. The like it was the moicha. Without the like it was the moicha. How the Gemara that's considered achas achas. I'm not sure exactly why, because it's on the moicha. The moicha takes it. He only takes the money for one at a time. Or pshat is it's dovish b'minyan. It's such expensive payers that these are payers which are something which you only buy on the dovish b'minyan. It's one at a time. Al kaponim doshetich in the Mishnah, and here's where the Gemara learns it out from the Guinness V'rodim that we say there's no tzid if you put it. Tislach l'meimim beginnis v'rodim beloikid v'oichel loy beloikid v'noisen loy. It's not loikid v'noisen loy. It's loikid v'oichel. The one who comes to the door and the balagina gives him the payers. He says how many he wants, and that's what he gives him, one at a time. So mele it's considered loikid v'oichel. Kleibt einer famul nemt and estes. So mele heist nicht considered. Das heist nicht kamekach. When you get to the kiviyas ma'aser. As we establish, in this part, loy beloike is nice and loy, but not beloike is nice and loy. It's talking beloike v'oichem. It's the lashon is a little hard because what's like it? Like it means the one who picks it and he gives it to him. That's going on the moicha. Beloike was nice and loy. That's going on the moicha. There, we're talking about the like it was nice and loy because he didn't let the guy come in and pick the pace himself. He let him shenangelas. They all say that because Guinness V'rodim was a very delicate place. Af hoch is ook the beloike benoisenloi. Do amalei ein at all at mekalke brother. He said, you can't come in. You can't come in. You can mekalke the brother. Okay, let me end the Pnei Moshe. Kach chaluke b'chotze by shmira. Like, come on, ezu chotze shechai b'maisa. Which chotze we say is one of the things that's kaveh l'maisa. Rabbi Shmuel oim b'chotze hatzuris shakelim nishmorim b'sayich. It has to be a chotze which is a nishma, a chotze mishameres. The chotze mishameres who should kaveh l'maisa. If it's not mishameres, it's not kaveh l'maisa. Rabbi Lezer kom ashmalon the din mekach b'din mekach b'din chotze mishameres shovnen. The din of mekach and chotze mishtameres is the same. What do you mean? That the mekach has to be in a place which is mishtameres. In other words, you're buying it through the chotze. Chotze is a kinyan. The ain't a koivim elam adivreim. Kedom Rabbi Yochanan mekach b'chein chotze b'chein Shabbos ain't a toira. The kol ilu ain't a koivim in a toira elam adivreim seifim. These three things are not koivim in a toira elam adivreim seifim. V'fika lo yichmiru v'oichel achas v'achas. The pshat is the word machmir if you're eating one at a time. Weiß nicht was, but Akabon durchsteht in Pnei Moshe. Das heißt Chumen nicht, because fehlt in Mekach. Es fehlt in was in Chumam und nicht Machmir gewesen. And these are the three things. Is the Chumashma, the other three things are talking about the Reisa. It's very, nobody says that the other three things are the Reisa. But maybe who did the Pligi come by Mekach? The Mechulik over here by Mekach, in the Mechulik is in the Mishnah over here, that what's considered a Mekach, what's considered a Tzirif, when he's buying the Tainim one at a time. Nami pligi b'chotza mishmeres. The same machlokes will be by a chotza mishmeres, because the din is the shmira. The vimi b'shem b'shem lo yisvile da mekach b'chotza mishmeres shavim hen. No, he doesn't hold that these three things, the mekach, chotza, and mishmeres is shavim. El machubish b'kulan. What does that mean? The one which is most important, shel shisha dvarim shekoivin kishachosh lekamon. Now the shed right in the fourth page. Zu chotze by shmira. Who shahakoil moedim boy shikviyosan lemais. Everybody's masking that that's keveya. Again, not focused here. If the ice to the bottom, but the ice is not everybody was masking on this count of 6 things. So he says this is for sure. This is muchaveres. Ain't at the moedeli menoisen lebnoi mashu loiket achas achas. Somebody takes that. There's the chalosh in the mission from the Buddha. It says loiket achas achas shu pote. Why? The ain't kan kviyas. A kviyas says a bunch, more than one. Umali aloike v'nois l'bnoi mali aloike v'nois lacha. Wasn't after minute if it's you abandon somebody acha. Should be dinu she'en achayiv la'asa elam kein tzidif. There has to be a tzidif. So the Torah says, as long as the pshat, why it has to be, but b'noi is not, because b'noi is nishkan mekach. By b'noi is you're giving him something which is not an alts mekach. A beautiful boy, al ha de moikel le'ad le pliga meya el b'loike v'nois l'noi. He's giving it to him, and there you have a machlokes if that's not considered a mekach because he's giving him one at a time. The ma'achom is something b'loike v'noisenloi dafke pligi u'menolacha. How do you know dafke v'noisenloi? Maybe b'loike v'oichel. By dilma the name dafke neke v'oichel pliga meya. Aloike v'oichel should also be zabum machlokes. There's a word from the Goyen says someplace. Goyen is saying that the reason is one is an achila, loike v'oichel is a achila. The loike v'nois is a mekach. In other words, the one who's selling it is not eating it. So that's not a dover shabachila. That's a mekach. So really, the mekach is nikva ayidei the moichel. He's the one that picks it and gives it to him. Then you talk about that's mekach. But if the guy comes in and he picks it himself, that's not considered a mekach. That's not considered something which is a mekach because he's eating it. So that's how I said about achila. They state up salosh in the goyim. Omrav mona less can beloiket v'oichel. That's not where the machlokes of Yehuda and Meir is. If the purchaser is the one that picked it, the guinness v'rodim the kamre Yehuda and Meir the masisim maybe not the bottom. So over here you see a raya from the bottom that there the one who was picking it was the moichel. So you see that there it's not totally in the fact that the lekeach is the one that's picking it because it gives v'rodim shetach as was lechayv ma'asid was the Lashon HaMishnah. Said there was never a chiv of maises on the Guinness v'rodim. Shoyse b'shlayim maises begins v'rodim. Shoyse b'shlayim voye te'eineho nimkores misholish u'mi'aba b'isiv lo yifrishu mimena truma maises mi'olam. There was never trumas and maises and Guinness v'rodim. So that's a maise mucheches. That's a maise from Yerushalmi. It never was. And over there, the chayre was always done by the moicha.